Okay, I'm going to try and show you how to change the shims on a CB900 Honda now. We've got the inlet cams, the exhaust cams, we've got the buckets, and we've got the shim. What we need to do is we need to check the valve clearance, so we'll have a look at this one here, and it should be between 2 thou and 5 thou. So if I put a 3 thou feeler gauge in there, I can't get it in. I have a 2 thou feeler gauge, and I also can't get it in. Oh, no, I can't get through. So I've got no valve clearance there at all. And so what I need to do is I need to take the shims out. I have a special tool to do this. There's the Honda part number if anybody wants it. And basically it's a tool that will go underneath the cam, and as you can see, this ramp here will then gradually push the bucket down. So I put it on like this. I gradually put it in. It'll pull the buckets down, as you can see. I'll gradually push it down, so you can see the buckets being pushed down into their pockets. And at this point, you'll be able to see that the buckets have been well pushed down. And there's the shim. And I just prise the shim up with a little screwdriver. I get myself a magnet, and I go in and remove the shim. And that's it. And that is a 280 shim. And now what I'll do is I will measure the thickness of the shim just to make sure it is a 280. I'll then look on the table, and then what I'll do is I'll go and replace it with the right size shim to make sure I get the right sized valve clearance. Okay, so I've got the shim now. I'm just going to have a quick measure of it, and on here I can get a reading that says it's 281. I need an extra 5 thou clearance than what I've already got, and so that would take me down to 276. The closest shim I have is a 274, so I'll put that in, and we'll see what kind of clearance we can get. Again, it doesn't matter which way you put these shims in, multi-sided. Squeeze that in there, make sure it's gone in properly from both sides. Make sure it's sitting nicely in the bucket. There we go. Gradually take the... I'm not happy with that. There you go. Now, what I'm going to do before I measure that valve clearance, I'm just going to crank the engine over just to kind of get it seated to make sure it's correct. Okay. So I've been through one full rev of the camshaft, and I will come back with my trusty feeler gauges and see what we've got. So I don't have 6, so obviously that valve was actually quite heavily worn, because it not only was it running on 0 valve clearance, it was running on a negative valve clearance. 3 thou, that's okay. 3. Yeah, so it's a very tight 4 thou clearance I've got there now, which is perfect because these things should be running between 2 and 5 thou clearance. Job done.